We have got to become students of the craft. I know y'all hear me say this over and over, but I'm going to go in deep into what I mean by that. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Stevie G coming back at you with another episode of the Seamless Garage Podcast, where we talk everything mechanics, automotive, building cars, working on cars, making it a career, improving yourself, tips, all that good stuff when it comes to automotive, when it comes to wrench turning, when it comes to building cars. So, with that being said, let's get into this episode. On this episode, we're going to be talking about why I think you should be continuing to become a student in your field. This can apply across the board, but right now I'm mainly talking about mechanics. I'm just seeing an issue, okay? Yes, there is a lack of technicians coming in the field, period. I get that. But you guys that are interested and are coming into the field, one thing I'm noticing is that you're not taking it serious enough. Now you're probably saying, Stevie, what are you talking about, man? I'm grinding my ass off. I'm in here. I'm getting stuff done. I'm doing what they're telling me to do. I'm also, learning on the fly as I'm turning wrenches and all that good stuff. Yes, that's great if you're doing that. That's amazing. Good job. Kudos to you for doing that. Kudos to you for taking on this career and grabbing the bull by the horns and trying to learn this craft. We need plenty of guys like you, guys and gals just like you, and like myself in this field to continue to keep this going. But with that being said, I still don't think you're taking it serious enough. Obviously, if you're doing these things that I'm about to mention, then this doesn't apply to you. But you might be able to share this with someone who you think it would help, who you think it could motivate them to do more. Or share this with someone that you know that knows somebody, you know what I mean? But get this out there because it's important that we're doing everything we can to be the best at our craft. Otherwise, why are we doing it? Yes, we're doing it for a paycheck, but guess how you get better paychecks? By getting involved in your craft and by perfecting your craft. And once you make something that you do, your passion, it just becomes so easy. It just becomes so easy. You become so much faster at the job. You become more efficient at the job, and you enjoy it. And that's what we all need, right? All right, guys, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode here. We have got to become students of the craft. I know y'all hear me say this over and over, but I'm going to go in deep into what I mean by that. And once I'm, hopefully, my goal with this video, with this episode is once I'm done, you can take what I'm saying, put those into actions, put those words that I'm saying into actions, and come out even better and improve your craft even more, okay? Here's what I'm seeing in the field. Here's the problem, and then we're going to address how to fix it, okay? What I'm seeing in the field is you're talking the talk. You're saying, oh man, I'm doing everything I can to be the best at my craft, I'm limited, or I've only got so much experience under my belt. All that's fine, but you can expedite it, right? Like there's a way to expedite it, and I'm going to show you how. But I'm just seeing too much of this. I'm seeing too much of knowledge, books, experience, opportunities at your fingertips, and you're squandering it. You're not taking advantage of the opportunity that is given to you, okay? And if you don't, someone else, I'm just telling you, somebody, and you don't know when and you don't know who, someone's going to come in and they're going to take the opportunity seriously, and they're going to pass you up, and they're going to be where you wanted to be, or at least you said you wanted to be, right? So let's make sure we're putting actions with our words. When we say something, let's mean it. And when we say something, let's get after it. Let's not say we're going to do it, because that's great. That's great ambitions. But I'm saying let's not only say that we're going to do it. Let's go into actions. And hey, I can make a whole other video on how to set your plans out, how to plan out, how to goal out, how to map out the next 5 years. That way you're taking action steps every day and you can see it. If you're a guy like me, you need to see where we're stepping towards that goal. I can't just kind of go with the flow. I got to see where we're headed, right? I got to look at that map every step of the way and see where we're headed, okay? And so if you're like that, comment below. Let me know. Is that a video you want? I'll show you how to map it out, okay? I will. But with that being said, you're going to have to take action back away from that. So like if that's the main goal, we got to take action towards that, right? Like, oh, everybody throws that word out, master tech. This is what I want to become. Okay, cool. That's great. That's great ambition, and I'm not saying that you can't do it. What I'm saying is it's going to take more intensity and more effort from you to become a legitimate master tech. Okay? That's what I mean. So what I'm seeing is, oh, I'm just doing my, 8 to 5 or whatever, and then that's it. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good after that. Just go home, do my thing. I understand. You got stuff, you got kids, you got, your significant other, you've got all kind of extracurricular stuff going on. I totally get it, but you got to remember this is your career, and that you got to become obsessed with it if you want to be great. If you truly, now look, whatever, everybody's life is different, and if you just want to be that guy that just kind of, inches his way forward and just, don't rock the boat too much, then this probably isn't the video for you. This is not who I'm talking to. You know what I mean? Who I'm talking to are the ones that are wanting to kill it, the ones that are in this field because they said they wanted to, but maybe they're wasting the opportunity because they're not doing everything they can. But have you ever heard the term, you don't know what you don't know? Okay, well, maybe somebody hasn't told you that you're just mailing it in. Maybe somebody hasn't told you that you're not trying at all. Maybe in your head, since you've actually got your foot in the door, that it's okay to just coast now, and that's how it works out. That is not how it works out, let me tell you. I can't tell you how many cats, older cats, that I passed up because of my effort and because of my passion for it. I'm still crazy to this day about it, let me tell you. Look, I'm not too crazy about the EVs, but it has nothing to do with me lacking the knowledge or the want to learn them. It's something else. That's a whole different video on it. But that's something else. I have my beliefs about it, and I'm just not interested. Okay, I'm still gonna learn it because it's part of my craft, but I'm not interested. Okay, so that may be a flaw of mine, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I have a passion for this field, for the people in the field, from start to finish. I'm talking about from the writing the service to finishing the car and getting back to the customer. That whole way through, I'm passionate about it. It's a very important and lucrative field and industry to be in, okay? But I am a nerd about it. I'm also obsessed about it because I like the mechanics behind it. I love how engines work. I love building engines and all that good stuff. I'm so obsessed about, look, I blew my engine up in the Talon. I know I haven't made an official video on it, but I blew the engine up in my Talon. We'll talk about that on another episode yet again. But I blew it up, and I'm excited to tear it apart to see where the failure point is because that interests me. It intrigues me. Hey, where did it fail? I built this thing with my hands all the way top to bottom. Here I am. My engine blew up in my whole project car. That's my pride and joy. And I'm over here excited to tear it down to see what the point of failure is. That's how obsessed and, passionate and, geeked out I am about automotive and cars in general, okay? So that's the type of obsession you need. You don't have to be big into building projects and stuff like that, but you do need to be pretty obsessed about learning everything about the car. Like, you need to understand everything, and you're not going to do it right off the bat, but you need to do it. And so, especially if you're first starting out, there ought to be a lot of want to understand because there's plenty to learn. I mean, I'm still learning to this day, and I'll be learning till they call me home. So we got to make sure that you're taking it serious. I mean, you know what I mean. So like, just ask yourself right now. Is this you? Are you wanting to make this a career, and are you wanting to make this, a passion of yours? Is this a passion of yours, and you're wanting to make this a career? Okay, because if it is, then it's time to step your game up, and it's time to do what I say and what I'm saying, and become a student of the game. Okay. Once you decide that you want to become a student of the game, this means that you are learning everything you can about everything in the automotive field. Of course, it's going to start with just your basic knowledge of turning wrenches and what's going to help you immediately, which is, how the systems work, what that means to you, and how that affects you doing your job, right? But then you start digging into um, some advanced ideas and some advanced techniques and everything like that, deeper into it. And believe it or not, those will help you in your day-to-day job. There are plenty of videos on this channel that can help you study more, can help you pique your own interest, and get your brain going on some things, and some, not rabbit holes, but you know what I'm saying, some lines to go down and start studying on. Okay, what I'm trying to get through to you is that there are plenty of resources for you to learn what you need to learn. And if you're finding yourself right now in a dealership, you are in an even more advantageous situation, because if you're in a true dealership, you have all the knowledge of at least that make and model, or not make and model, but I'm sorry, that manufacturer, that they have that to your disposal, to your fingertips. You can learn as much as you want to learn, and you also need to learn to pace yourself. Okay, you're not going to be able to soak it all in, so like, don't be binge watching stuff. You know what I'm saying? Without getting too crazy off into it, what I'm trying to say is you've got a lot available to you, so use it. Don't waste it, but let's use it. Unfortunately, like I said, I think a lot of you guys are mailing it in, and what you're doing is you're just taking advantage of the fact that you have that title now. Oh, I'm a technician, and you're calling that a win. And cool, that's a step in the direction you want to go, but that's not a win. We don't need to be celebrating right now. Cue the Kobe line right now. Is the job done type of deal, right? I love that. I love that clip. But the job's not finished. You know what I mean? And even when you become Master Tech, the job's not finished. You need to continue to be obsessed and continue to grow and continue to perfect your craft. So ways you can do that, right? Ways you can do it. Number one, if you're in a dealership, is hopping on their virtual academy, whatever that may be. Nissan calls it virtual academy. Who knows what it's called in other manufacturers? Comment below if you're in a different dealership and you're seeing this, and let these guys know. But everybody has a course program that you can use to grow, okay, and learn and all that. And let me tell you right now, it's not all model specific. And I've heard this from a bunch of different friends that are in different dealerships, not just Nissan. For one, Nissan is going to take you through the basics just like the rest of them, but I'm just saying from experience, Nissan took me from square one. Even though I knew all this already, they show you how the internal combustion engine works, they show you how electricity works, like they take you through the whole gamut. It's not just brand specific. That's what I'm trying to get at. So there is a lot of common and basic 101 knowledge in there to learn, and that's what they're going to have you do first. So it's important to get in there and learn it. And don't do the videos and the courses and all that. Don't do those just because your foreman or your service manager told you to do it, okay? Do them for yourself and get them done, but try not to turn them into a chore. Try to turn them into a YouTube video where you're like wanting to learn, okay? Like, get in there and like try to soak it in. Some of these, they try their best to keep your attention, but some of these videos are just going to be boring, okay? But make sure you're soaking in the knowledge. Don't soak in just enough so you can pass the little course exam at the end. Okay, make sure you're truly learning this stuff. Otherwise, get into another field, man. Like we already have enough bad mechanics and bad technicians as it is that don't really take it serious. They just do it as a job because they turn some wrenches at the house and they're trying to make a little bit of money, but they're not taking it serious. I respect a guy that had turned some wrenches at the house and decided to come and be a mechanic and is taking it serious. And I've seen that scenario quite a few times, and I love it. I love seeing people flourish. But what you can't do is come into this field, say you're a mechanic, put that patch on. You know what I'm saying? Like I got some Master Tech patches here, but put that patch on and then mess around and screw up some cars, man, because you don't know what you're doing, nor are you interested in doing it. You just do it because it pays the bills. You know, I would ask just go ahead and find you a different craft that you're passionate in right now, and dip on out, and we'll see you. But for y'all that are taking it serious and that y'all want to do this for a real living, and it's something that you love to do, kudos to you, and let's get after it. You know what I'm saying? Let's truly learn. So you got the dealership, aspect, but other than that, you may have to spend a little bit of money, but you can get the ASE books. There's quite a bit of automotive technology knowledge in there, not just for taking the course, but actually learning it. The whole systems are actually in there, which is great. But you got free ASE tests you can take, okay? There's a free ASE test website. I'll see if I can find it and link it below. I'll find that for you. But that's just going to give you an idea of what's on the test. But I really want you to learn, the systems. But let me tell you where you can learn a lot, and that's going to be YouTube. I know there's a joke, going around, like everybody has that meme where it's like the YouTube certified. But man, YouTube is legit. If you find the right channels that are teaching the things correctly, and I know it's going to be hard. You're going to have to kind of, sift through them, but you'll find them. You'll find them. Find the right channels that they know what they're doing. People that you learn to trust after watching a few videos. You find out they know what they're doing, and learn from them. I'm not going to name drop too much. There are quite a few that I watch, but one of the ones that I love the most because I'm a geek about it, and Mike digs real deep into it, is Moto IQ. I've learned a ton from that guy, Mike, because he gives me what I'm looking for. It's not just here's how you do it and why. He digs deeper into like what happens if you don't do it this way, and like he really gets into it. So really good channel. We're going to be doing more stuff like that on this channel as well. But with that being said, just be a nerd about it. Get in there, learn the systems, find a way. You got to find out your learning style as well. Not everybody learns the same. So if you're losing interest, you need to find your learning style. Some people it's hands-on. So what you got to do is use what you have already, which will be videos or what have you, and then go and try to directly apply it somehow. Okay, just try to hammer it in if that's your learning style. I got extremely lucky in my learning style is that I can learn something once, and you can tell me about it, or you can show me on a video or whatever, and I can, for some reason, just instantly go apply it. It's just my learning style, and I got extremely lucky. I've taught a lot of technicians along the way, and a lot of them, they got to get their hands on it, and that's totally fine. I get it. You got to get your hands on it and get familiar with it, but figure out your learning style. That way that you start retaining some stuff, because nothing's more frustrating than you come into a master technician like myself, or a shop foreman or what have you, somebody that you look up to as knowledgeable in that area that you're trying to ask, and then you ask them several times because you're not paying attention the first time, or they'll be there next time, so you'll just ask them again. There's nothing more frustrating to us than that, okay? And what you'll end up doing is you end up burning that bridge, and that person won't answer your questions anymore. Whether it's beneficial to their paycheck or not, they're probably not going to answer that question, because it just simply, as personal, it gets annoying. Okay, because it's not annoying in any other aspect other than I know that you're not trying, and that I know you're not taking it serious, and you're not respecting my time, and you're certainly not respecting your time if you're doing that. So just be a student to the game. Hopefully I've said that enough. Hopefully I've hammered that in. Be a student to this craft. Continue to learn, and hopefully you're like me, where when you find something that you don't know much about. Let me give you an example. But when you find something you don't know much about, you get obsessed with like trying to figure out the answer. Like you want to know, okay? Because if once you get to that level, you know you're fixing to grow, okay? Once you find yourself like thirsting for the answer, when you have something you can't answer in your head, like you're looking at something and you're like, why does that do that? And you're thirsting for the answer, that's when you know you're on the right level, because you're fixing to take off, dude. Because you're gonna learn so quickly that you're just gonna pass everybody up because you're more interested. You're gonna find when you get to that level that you're more interested in everybody else that's around you, and that's why you know so much. Everybody thinks that it's because you're smart or what have you, and you might be smart, like that's true, but you're smart for a reason, and it's because there was a question that popped in your head and you wanted to find an answer. Now, I don't know what happens. I don't know if it's questions just don't pop up in people's heads, or they do and they just don't care about answering them. I don't know what that is. But I know for me, I've got to get that answer. So let me give you an example, and then we'll close this out. But here's my example. I was installing some aftermarket high-level coilovers on a vehicle. It's the first time I've actually did some like modified and advanced suspension stuff for anything other than the street. Like this is more for the track, okay? I've watched it be done 1,000 times, and I've went over it a bunch of times, but personally, me tuning it, I've never done that, okay? So I was like, okay, this particular coilover setup had 3 settings on it. Not just the ride height and the perch, the seat perch and the preload and all that, but it had 3 different settings on it. It had rebound, and then it had high and low compression. Okay, I can change all those dampening settings. It's a lot of knobs when you don't know what's going on, right? Like I had an idea of how they adjusted, but I didn't know what, and so it popped in my head. I'm like, I want to learn this to my max. So I did 2 things. Now, you may not be able to do this first thing, because you may not have the available funds. But I went and bought a course from HP Academy on, tuning racing suspensions. Then secondly, I got on YouTube and was also learning from Mike on Moto IQ. Yet again, here I go, mentioning him again. So those 2 things I took and I ran with it. And now I can understand it. Now you can tell me what your car is doing, and I can tell you how to adjust it simply from learning and applying it to this car. And that's how you want to be. Anytime there's a question popped in your head, you need to find an answer. I don't know is not good enough. It shouldn't be good enough for you. It damn sure is not good enough for me. So you need to learn that, and that needs to be part of your, how you go about things. But with that being said, guys, if there's anything I missed, if there's anything else you want to know in particular on studying how to get better at your craft and all of that, I'm going to be coming out with more videos, but please comment below on what you'd like to know, and let's get it answered for you. But with that being said, please share this with somebody that needs to see this video, and it's been your boy Stevie G, and we'll see you on the next episode. I'm out.